everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Full Court Press here. I'm joined by Keegan Kerr, Cam Erickson, and Ryan Guilbeau. I'm Alex Badger. We just had another great week of Recball, and we're ready to tell you all of our thoughts about it and predict some stuff in the future that we'll probably get wrong, but we're going to try anyway. We're going to start with Team Carden versus Team Kelly. Big game in the early morning on Sunday. Huge game for Team Carden. What did you guys see?
Well, I mean, that 70-34 score is pretty surprising, I guess. There was no Eli for Team Kelly, but, I mean, yeah, their score more than doubled. I knew Team Carden was good, but that was a dominant performance by them. Andy with 23, James with 23. Seems like the scoring was pretty spread out. They did a good job. So, yeah, that was a good game.
I love how consistently this Carden team is spreading out the scores. 1 week you see a Nearbone, one week you see Jack Carden. Yeah. This week we see Andy. And then James Fitzgibbons is on a consistent basis putting on a show with 23 points.
And a big thing in Recball has to be being able to have multiple options, right? A lot of teams you see with only one option struggle a little bit. So Team Carden having those multiple options and having a great facilitator like James to kind of get that ball around is going to be really, really good for them in the future as they work through this. So next up we got Team Kaplan versus Team Corey. Keegs, what'd you see?
The game was a little tighter than I had anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Team Kaplan's known for running up the scores on a lot of teams. But Team Corey held their own. I was talking to Max, and he said they had trouble guarding Nick Choate in the paint. He's just a big body down there, gets a lot of boards, and Sid does his thing as well. So Team Corey is pretty solid.
Team Corey is also very, very just gritty. They're always going to work you. You're not very often you're going to see Team Corey get shellacked by anyone. So
also another thing out of Team Kaplan, we talked about the sophomores a lot earlier this year. I saw a couple clutch and one baskets out of Kevin Chu, who's one of their big three sophomores that we like to talk about.
And also an important rule in Recball that we don't talk about too much is the technical foul rule, where if you get teed up, you have to sit out a little bit. Sid Kakar got in a little trouble at the end of that game, and that caused some issues for Monday night for him. So that's an interesting rule that a lot of people have to be careful about as you work through.
It carries over into the next game if it's in the second half.
Especially when you're an elite scorer like Sid is, or if you're one of the top scorers on your team. And moving on, talk about top scorers. Sam Branagunta for Team Barry. Big week, 21 points. What did you all see in that game?
I was more surprised by Team Mac and Bruce only having 6. Seems like he's facilitating the basketball around a lot more than a lot of us had expected. Dylan Roberti's been playing solid too as well. He's been putting up points. He's an athletic guy for the team.
And also, Team Barry's got to be looking like a pretty immovable force atop those power rankings. Did you see any real signs of weakness in this game, or was it just pretty?
I haven't really seen much weakness with them all year, but I am definitely looking forward to 12:45 this week, and I believe the old gym we have Kaplan versus Barry. So we've seen two teams that have just been blowing people out all year. They're going to play each other on Super Bowl Sunday, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, priorities.
Yeah,
Super Bowl Sunday tailgate, Recball tailgate. I think Recball
What's
tailgate.
What's the real Super Bowl?
Recball tailgate, upper parking lot, 10 o'clock. Be there. I'll be there.
Do we have any predictions for Kaplan Barry?
Honestly, I don't know, because both teams have just been blowing everybody out. It's tough to tell when both teams are winning by 20+ like every game. It's tough to tell who's better.
I struggle to vote against Barry. I think Jackson's taught me not to bet against him. But also, this is a regular season game. We know the end goal for them is championships. And so right now, this might be something where Team Kaplan steps up and we could have a finals rematch, or a finals preview at least. So it's going to be definitely super interesting to see where this goes.
I'm just going to put this out there. I think Barry's going to win this one by 25 points plus.
Wow.
Hot take alert.
Well, so that's either going to be a hot take or a freezing cold take next week. And so it's going to be really fun to see which one it is, so we can either make fun of Cam or get down on our hands.
If Team Kaplan wins, we can make that the intro next week.
Yeah.
But this makes me less confident now, but my prediction was going to be that Kaplan actually wins this game, because I think the key factor there is just beyond just the two Kaplans. They're so deep. I think that depth, if Team Kaplan can spread the ball around and make sure just the open guy gets the open looks and they play as a team, they will win this game. But I think if Team Kaplan has a good day, they will win.
And so moving on, tight one between Team Bersani and Team Rams. Aria with only 16 consistently, Team Rams, though, has been doing solid even when Arya hasn't put up the ridiculous numbers we expected him to put up at the start of the season. What did you guys think about this game and what it meant for both teams?
I think it was a hard-fought game. I saw Brendan and Pete afterwards, and they were both red in the face, and they sweating. They were putting in the work. They were definitely tested by Team Rams, and they get the narrow victory. Not much other than
As everyone knows, I've been predicting a couple people for Defensive Player of the Year. I think a lot of people can agree with me on Andrew Philbrook also becoming a top contender.
He has to be.
He has to be. 7 blocks in the first quarter.
That kid's arms are so long. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he like walked up to me and I was like, oh wow, I did not realize how long your arms were. And it was just like weird because I saw him get all these steals. I was like, how is he getting all these? It's because his arms go down to his freaking ankles. Like, and it's not like he's short. Like, he's in a pretty good spot for Defensive Player of the Year. We'll see how that voting comes down. That's definitely going to be an interesting one to see where that one goes. Next up, we got a little full court press rivalry here. Team Guilbeau versus Cam's team, Team Meyer.
It's got to be a close game for it to be a rivalry.
We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the champion first here, Cam Erickson.
It was a close game for a while.
In the second quarter it was close.
The second quarter was close.
We lost. It was 65-45. Team Meyer Cam pulled out with the win.
Yeah.
I think for Team Guilbeau, just Aiden's presence down low was just like we could not do anything about that.
No one could stop him. Because he's tall and athletic, and we just didn't have anyone
Aiden
to
Hirsch
stop
with
that.
31
might
be the most on the day.
And he had a number of blocks.
Cam, what were you saying before?
Didn't you have more than 10?
Yeah, this was. I had 20.
Okay, yeah. Because Ryan came down the court in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, Ryan came down the court 4 times and just stopped and popped a 3 each time for 4 in a row. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, I needed a few more of those threes to make this one even remotely close to a game.
A little bit. And another team that's been stepping up and possibly the breakout player of the year has to be Townsend versus Cespedes. Townsend wins 53-40. Bassem Majid had 11 points. Bassem Majid is making a case for the best Bassem in the school. I'm sorry, Bassem. But Bassem Majid is just shooting the lights out if he is wide open. And so he's just another option for Townsend. Cole Ellison is always going to try and get his. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how this team plays out, which I think is a pretty deep team.
Yeah.
Definitely. Again, Cespedes, they don't have the scores for them. But Townsend, I've been saying from the start I love Townsend because just how they're all around. I've been saying the whole year Kaplan and Townsend are both great because of how all around they are. Townsend just continues to prove that with another win, of a double-digit win over Cespedes.
Mm-hmm.
Good game.
I respectfully disagree. At this point in the year, I thought Townsend was a very good team up until I played them. But they do not have that much scoring options.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
always going to be their trouble. They're going to have to rely on their defense.
A lot of them can put it in the basket, but a lot of them struggle to do it on a consistent basis. Cole drops 20, or he drops 8. And same thing with Van Ness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So now that concludes our Sunday night coverage. And to begin our Monday night coverage, congratulations. Congratulations.
Let's go.
I'm very proud of you guys. You put in the work.
Team Guilbeau gets its first win.
And on a scoreboard that looked like it belonged to a 4th grade girls game, you guys won 37-23. A big win for Team Guilbeau. How are you feeling after the big one?
Defense wins championships. We had no Carlton, obviously, he's going to be out. And then Keegan hurt his head in the Sunday game, so no Keegan. But no offense to anyone on Team Urban. Luckily, we were playing Team Urban with those guys out, so we were able to pull out the win. Declan Smith played a great game. He had 12 points, but he was just a rebound machine the whole game. And, we went off to a pretty good start early. We had a 15-point lead at half. Then they completely switched up their defense in the second half, and it was tough to score.
Well, it seems like it was tough to score for most of the game.
That's
but
true.
37-23, the W on that one. Team Guilbeau gets their first win of the year. Big one for them. Look, I'm proud of you guys. You guys are really growing and you're improving. And for the other Monday night game, Team Carden versus Team Corey. This was always going to be an interesting one. Sid had to sit out for a while because of that technical foul. in the Kaplan game. So that led to some interesting issues. Team Cardin pulls it out by 3. James Fitzgibbons cannot stop scoring 20-plus points. And Nick Cho did another good game. What did you guys see Monday night? I know a couple of you were there.
Yeah, just again, Nick Choate's definitely been a presence down low. Just reiterating the same stuff. Team Corey solid.
Yeah, and he's a good rebounder too. I think despite the lack of natural athleticism, he still gets up there and gets some good rebounds here and there, and he's a good passer off of it. So
Hey, he gets it from his brother.
he does get it from his brother, one of our favorite people ever,
Jack Choate.
Jack Choate, always. And then
This was actually, it's out of order, but this was the game before.
Yeah.
It was Kelly and Croft.
so there was another game Monday night, Team Kelly versus Team Croft. Pat Kelly with 21 as Kelly
There we
won.
go.
Kelly wins by 14. Team Kelly's one of those teams, when they're good, they're great. But when it's bad, it's awful, right? When it's bad, you start losing to some really bad teams, and they have a tendency to check out a little bit mentally. I think Eli needs to be more consistent on the boards and just try and focus on the game more and try and not get as wrapped up. What do you guys see in that?
Yeah, I saw.
14-point
I
win.
got there like halfway through the third quarter, and I mean, Croft just kind of looked dead inside the whole game. It was just like the entire fourth quarter. It was just sort of like guys not really getting back on defense, just kind of standing there, not making cuts, not moving around. I mean, yeah, when you sort of have that like lazy mindset, I guess it's just gonna be easy for especially good teams to just score so easily. They were just getting so many open shots.
I love
And
seeing.
It was a pretty comfortable win for Team Kelly.
I love seeing our fellow Labio representative Will Berger dropping in 12 points.
Will
Yeah.
Berger had another good one.
friend of the
There you
show.
go.
Hey,
Yep.
and speaking of Will Berger, a game you'll probably see Will Berger in, the 2020 All-Star Game just got announced. That's going to be on Friday, March 13th at 6 p.m. I think everyone's pretty excited about that. One of my favorite days of the year, personally. Love going out there and watching you guys play, watching Jackson Berry be the best player on the court at all times. It's nice. It's fun.
It's refreshing.
So that's something that we're definitely looking forward to. We're going to come out in a couple weeks with our kind of mid-season awards and what we think the All-Star teams might look like. And you can check that out at thelobbyobserver.org. And thank you very much for watching another great
Hold on.
episode.
Hey, hold on. Who do you guys have this week?
Hogan,
Hogan? How do you guys feel?
Keys, you'll be back, right?
I'll be back. It could be win number 2.
Back and better than ever.
I
That
think-
could be a good game.
I don't-
That could be. I'll be there.
I'm pretty sure Carlton will still be out. If Carlton's there, I actually think that'll be a really good game. Yeah,
I
without
think,
Carlton,
I think Recball MVP candidate Ryan Guilbeau is going to step up and score 25.
You guys have
Keegan
to.
Kerr is going to be 18 points, and I think you guys are going to win.
You guys
I
have
would
to
love
be
that.
ready for Alex. You guys have to be ready for Alex Honan.
Oh, he's a great
Yeah, he's huge.
rebounder.
Great-
He's huge.
great
Great
Recball.
He's a
rebounder.
huge part of that team.
Great rebounder.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting week, and I hope we can see you all there as we cheer on our favorite rec ball teams this weekend. And thank you very much for watching another great episode. And from Full Court Press,
Signing off.
I did the left hand. I should have done the right hand. Everyone else did the right hand, but I'm a lefty. I'm sorry.
Such a discipline.
I'm sorry. Have a good one, guys.
Team Turbo.